was just sleeping, you know, as one does. How'd you get in my house? You know what, that doesn't matter. Now that you're here, why don't you take a seat and I'll tell you a story. This isn't just any story, however. This is the story of how I made my own game jam.
Hi, it's your pal Megamind, and I did a game jam. Well, not just any game jam. Let me explain. So, recently, has recently been doing something where he would get a couple game developers and they would choose an art pack. Then they would have to use that art pack for the games.
We each have to make a game using the same art kit.
Now, I think that was a really fun idea, but I wanted to do one too. Obviously, Mizman isn't gonna let a 48 subscriber game dev like me participate in his jam, so we're gonna make our own jam. One of my friends and amazing developers, Retro, came up with an amazing idea for this jam. Not only would developers have to share the same art kit, they would have to make it themselves. Now, that might sound a little confusing at first, but let me explain. We all share a 96 by 96 pixel canvas. Then, when every developer participating is ready to start, everybody starts drawing at the same time. It's very chaotic, but that's what makes it fun. So let me explain the rules of the art making. Once you start drawing, you claim the entire 16 by 16 tile, which means nobody else is allowed to draw there. But that also means you can't start drawing on another tile until you finish that one. That way you can't just mass claim tiles. So with these simple rules, it quickly turns into a free-for-all of claiming and quickly drawing tiles to move to the next one and so on. It was very fun. I managed to claim a good amount of tiles, so I would have a decent amount of art for my game, but there were others who only claimed as little as 2 tiles, so it really was a battle. What's really interesting is that if you run out of tiles for your own art, the only thing you can do is use other people's art for your game, which results in a weird but cool mishmash of game art. It's insanely chaotic, but definitely awesome. So who's participating in this jam? Well, we have BDP, who's an awesome artist and developer, Tort McGee, who's fantastic at music production, game development, and art, and lastly, but definitely not leastly, we have ZineDev, who makes really fun and interestingly designed games. All of these people will be linked down in the description, their videos and everything about this game jam, so yeah, go check them out, they really deserve some support. Wow, that's certainly a lot of developers in it. Well, this will be fun. A couple of them were nervous about not having enough tiles, but little did they know, I had a little secret weapon.
So, start.
Oh, we're starting? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have very few colors to choose from here.
Aw, come on. Come on. You really had to do that? I was trying to claim this little corner, but no.
Well, that was a doozy. My secret weapon was using an 8x8 pixels per unit for my sprites, which made it easy to get a lot of art without worrying about claiming too many tiles, because first of all, 8x8 tiles took up less space, and when I drew on one tile, I claimed the entire 16 by 16 area, which means I automatically get 4 unclaimed sprites all to myself. So with all this art, I'm not worried about having to use too much of other people's art, because I made so much on my own. But some developers like BDP were only able to claim 2 tiles, which means he'll primarily have to be using other people's art. But man, I can't wait to see how everyone's games turn out. Well, first things first, I gotta start my game, so let's get developing. I started out by, as one does, creating a new Unity project. In here, I imported all the assets and sliced them up. I had 2 different versions, one sliced into 8x8 tiles and one sliced into 16 by 16. I realized one unintended consequences of using 8x8 tiles was that my tiles would not mash well with others. So I would have to primarily use my own, which limits the amount of things I can do. Limitations? Okay, no problem. I'll make a simple yet fun game. Who cares about being innovative? If a game is fun, then it's fun. So that's the basis for my idea for this jam. And what's the most basic game you can make? A platformer. So let's do it, baby. I created a player movement script, which I had spent most of the day on because getting movement perfect is really important for a platformer. What would Mario feel like if his wall jump looked like this? What's that? Yep. We got wall jumps, which took quite a while to implement. As you saw, there was a bug where it got weird, but we smoothed it out and it was alright. Blackthorn Prod, I love you, mate, but please make a better tutorial. This is possibly the worst wall jump I have ever seen in any video game. Okay, we got movement. Now we need a place where we can actually move around, so I created a prefab called Plot and made a simple level. Then I wrote a simple script to spawn plots on other plots depending on where the opening on top of the plot is. It'll spawn the right plot accordingly. Here's my code if you nerds are interested, but enough of the boring stuff. It's level design time. Okay, we got a bunch of mini level thingies that stack on top of each other to create an endless tower climbing experience. How lovely. You know what isn't lovely though? This game. It looks like doo-doo butter. But what makes everything better? Post-processing! So let's smother things with post-processing. Oh, I think that's a bit too much. But hey, that looks cool as hell, so let's use it for the background of the menu. I sort of like this glitched aesthetic, so let's run with it and make this look even worse, but in a good way. So yeah, I think this game looks really awesome now, and the game is basically playable, but what if players aren't mega chad gamers like me and die every 2 seconds? I still want people to experience every level even if they suck, so let's make a level select mode. Bam! That definitely did take 2 days, but the game is really awesome, I think. It's insanely hard, but that's what I love about it. Every game I make seems to get harder and harder, and less accessible to people, so a level select mode was definitely a good idea. But for mega chad gamers like me, they can experience the awesomeness of endless mode. Oh yeah, there's a main menu now, so from here you can access the options for where you can change the volume and stuff. That's about it, that's the only option. I don't know why I used that sprite, but it looked good for a volume slider, so you know I had to yoink it. So I can quit the game obviously, but let's hit play. From here I can jump right into endless mode or hop into the level select menu where I can choose what level I want to play. Now that's the basic game finished. It's really simple but fun, or insanely frustrating depending on how good you are at video games, but I can imagine people screaming their heads off at this. So if you're interested in playing this, the link is in the description. But wait, finish the video first. I need your delicious watch time. Okay, now that I got your attention, before the other developers play my game, if you're enjoying this video so far, please consider leaving a like on this video and subscribing to the channel. Only 40% of my viewers are actually subscribed, so if you could please give a little friendly tap to that button, it would really help. It's free, and you can take it back anytime. Anyways, back to the video. So I made an itch.io page and sent it off to the other developers to play. Let's see what they think.
Okay, so here I just opened the game. Firstly, looking at the background, I think it's a creative way of making it look nice without using anything new. Like you're just using a lot of post-processing and it ends up looking nice. Oh, immediately died. This music is very nice. Oh, that's bad. What? Okay, I don't really understand what's going on here. Do I have like a wall jump or something? Is that even possible to do that wall jump there? I got to say the wall jump feels really awkward to do. Like it throws you away so fast, but at the same time I think it would be better if I had... How much control do I have over it? Small press. I just do the smallest press and it throws me straight into the spikes. I think that felt like there's no grace period for jumping, like after going off a platform. And I don't really like that just holding the button automatically makes you wall jump. I think it would feel better if you had to press the button again to do the wall jump.
Blackthorn Prod, I love you mate, but please make a better tutorial. This is possibly the worst wall jump I have ever seen in any video game. So, in case it wasn't obvious, this jam kinda started on very short notice, which is why we originally had 6 developers, including Retro, Smash Artist, who's an amazing artist and developer, and both of them had to leave the jam because, things that they didn't think that they had to do, because they kinda just joined right when it started out of excitement, I guess, but, that was really unfortunate that we had to have those 2 people leave. But, we did have 4, which is me, Zine, BDP, and Tort, but it really sucks because Zed was the only one who was able to actually record his reaction right. So, I mean, at least we got one, but next time I'll definitely make sure that we are prepared for this jam. So that definitely means we're gonna be doing another one sometime, probably with a couple different developers, maybe like switch around or something. But yeah, this was really fun. I love seeing Zine's reactions, and I will definitely use those in a future game. My Patreon, by the way, you can support me on Patreon. This is the ending section of the video, but you should probably stick around till the end because there's a nice skit. you can support me on Patreon. Yeah, the link is in the description. That's kind of like the best way you can support me because I'm currently making no money. Not gonna lie, not like begging or anything, just saying, yeah, all my links are in the description. My Discord server where we have an amazing community, my Patreon where you can support me, my SoundCloud where I release all my soundtracks. So yeah, all the links in the description. Check those out after the video ends. But yeah, let's pretend like this little segment didn't exist and that the playing section of the game where everyone was playing the game, let's pretend that just ended. So that way the skit makes more sense. Okay.
So, it looks like everyone liked it. Obviously, very difficult, but it was a very fun experience. I loved doing this jam. It was fantastic. Great video. Now, I'm not real, am I? I'm just a fictional character in a story, aren't I? And so that's the story of how I made my own game jam. Oh, you're asleep. I guess that means you didn't like my story. No matter.